This Disney DVD is enhanced with Disney's Fast Play. Your movie and a selection of bonus features will begin automatically. To bypass Fast Play, select the main menu button at any time. Fast Play will begin in a moment.
So, the overall strategy for us as CTs on Overpass is going to be very aggressive. But it's going to be smart aggressive. It's going to be more than just holding W with MP9s, counter rushing, right? We are going to use Molotovs, flashes, nades, whatever, to take map control away from the T's. So the positions that we have are just going to be your A player / banana, and they're going to be, hanging out here, getting towards fountain. You'll have your long player who plays long. You have your connector player who plays in con. A construction player who plays construction, but should be more of a water player if they do their job right. And then your B player who does their B things, right? So 2-1-2 in a sense, but again, our main goal is to get aggressive and take map control away from the T's. So towards A, at the start of the rounds, we Molotov off T pit. And we don't do that just so we can get damage and do that just so we can, set up here where we could have set up without a Molotov. When we throw that Molotov, we want to be getting into fountain and getting aggressive towards A and taking positioning, throwing nades into pit, right? And just being able to take that away. The long player will also be coming with the A player. And the A players, if bomb is spotted in con or towards B, they're going to immediately get on and start running their route and get over to B as fast as possible and be able to flank. That's the idea, is we have a very Logan strategy, right? Because we are ultimately flanking. Same story over with our B players, right? We Molotov monster and water at the start of the round, so that way our player on construction can get into water and be ready to fast rotate into connector or help the B player flank out towards T if we decide to do that and we see the bomb spotted in con or towards A. So that's really the idea of the strategy, is we get the Molotovs out fast, that way we can take our control over the map. Alright, let's talk about being the A main / banana player. So at the start of the round, you want to get a jump throw molly down towards T pit like that. What I'm doing there is I'm aiming at this wall. The textures change here, and you want to aim just a little bit below where the textures change. And you are run throwing and then jump throwing just as you get past the bench, so you can get that out. And that is a finicky molly, but if you just practice it a bunch, you should be able to do it pretty consistently. If you have a grenade, you can run, jump on top of the trash can, jump again, and get a nade out like that. It takes a bit of practice. All the util here is kind of hard, but that nade is going to land in such a fashion that anybody who really quickly rushed out of T pit is going to eat that nade. So again, from bathrooms, I jump on top of the trash can, and then I jump again. It's only going to work if you do it in one smooth motion, so you can get something like boom, boom, get your nade out, bounces it off the wall, gets anybody pushing up fast. You can also, remember, throw util off the very edge of this bush, which can be helpful. A fast flash you can throw is jump throwing it off of the tree. That will allow you to push out to fountain without being blind. You will also be responsible as an A main player. If your connector player dies or really needs help, you will be the guy who has to come help him, because connector is a really important position, so you want to be there to help him. Alright, let's talk about being a good long player. As a long player, there isn't really any utility you have to throw at the start of the round. Your main goal is to get up and take positions away from the tees, whether you want to make it playground or fountain. The idea of the long player is he will just be able to help the A main player a lot and take control over fountain. A useful smoke for doing that is run throwing it off of this pillar. It's sort of a grug brain throw, but if you can just get part of the out of playground smoked off, it allows you to peek wider angles and take good positioning over fountain, because if the tees are coming out fountain and your A main player needs help, you don't really want to be bogged down fighting somebody in playground. You can also throw your flashbangs through these trees. Being the con player, you are the most important position on the map. As a con player, you are controlling the flow of the CTs and the Ts. Having control over con lets us have control over the map, right? Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to quickly get our guys on rotates and flanks, but that can't be possible if we don't have con, because con is the fastest way to get from one side of the map to the other, right? So as a con player, always ask for help if you have a lot of trouble, right? Because you'll have a player towards A, you'll have a player towards B who can come and trade you out and can come and help you. So some utility that we can throw is a one-way can be thrown like this. Getting in the corner of these stairs, looking at the bottom of the B, and following that down till we get to this segment in the wall. I don't know. But you throw that, and that will give you a one-way towards the back of con. And this is a very helpful angle. You can't see the entirety of it because you'll start to fall off. But it is a very powerful one-way to just have on your tool belt and know what you're doing. A Molotov can be thrown aiming at the back corner, and then... What the hell? Why didn't it bounce? Hang on, my tutorial. There you go. You can bounce Molotovs and try to get this corner, because this is your number one threat. If you think con is clear, you know, somebody can be hiding back here, and that will make you very sad once you get caught off guard by them, right? So that's one thing to keep in mind as the con player, is that is a blind spot for you if a T hides there, right? So if you can get a molly there, that can help out. If your A players are having trouble, you have the ability to flash out of con, right? And so your flashes, anything you throw really, is going to be landing right dead center here. And so CTs will be looking this way a lot, so you want to make sure you call that and communicate that flash if you throw it. But it will also be able to get Ts who are, especially up in party, your flashes are going to be helpful for. And making sure that those Ts in party are flashed is going to allow you, as the con player, to come out and support your A boys. Getting out towards A is a lot easier because you don't have to walk through a big squeaky door, right? So something you might want to do, you don't have to do this, sometimes it might not be smart to do this, but sometimes you might just want to open the door at the start of the round if you think that that is going to help you. But getting out of con and towards B, one helpful spot to throw util out of is through this window, and sometimes it's tough to grug brain it perfectly. So if you have your molly and you stand or you crouch here, jump, or not jump throw, just regular throw, that is going to come out there, and that clears an angle that can be tough for you to clear, right? It just eliminates somewhere T's could be standing. Hopefully they won't be there, since your construction player is going to eliminate this for you. But it's something nice to have and to know. And of course, you can throw a flash out that way, and that will just flash any T's that are holding Con, and will just give you the ability to push out. So just remember, though, you have the most important position on the map, so make sure you ask for help. If you're struggling with it, maybe don't play it, but just know, stay alive. You're key to our strategy. Alright, utility for your construction player is going to be thrown right here from the doors to CT. And you'll see this building and these different balconies, I guess. You'll look in between the third and fourth one, and that is just a standing throw. And you'll want to make sure you get that out at the start of the round, because that is going to molly off water. And when water is mollied off, what that is going to allow you to do as the construction player is get to water, right? And take map control. It allows you to be able to be ready to flank quickly and get to T quickly, or it allows you to quickly go and support your con player if your con player needs it. Just making sure you get to water is important. As a construction player, that is your main goal, is to control this area. So making sure you have that molly at your disposal is important. Another nice little piece of utility is if you're in pipe and the T's, you know, are watching for flanks and are watching from there, you can bounce flashes off the wall over there, and you can make sure you get out, or you can communicate with your B player that he can throw his flashes out for you. So as the B monster player, you have the most grug brain utility. Just get a Molotov down towards monster. Good enough. There isn't really a magic lineup from a million miles away. Just as you're coming towards monster, boom, get a Molo out. And then if you want to peek it, right click a flash and you can get out under it. You can get flashes over the top of monster, same way as T's, right? If you look just above this fencing here, and that can allow you and your construction player to push out onto the flank if you want to.